See if you can you hear me now? Well, I tell you, these mics still can't hear. All right. Hmm. Yes, I can't hear. I wish someone else would tell me if they could hear me or not. You sure you're not muted, man? Everything that I'm seeing on my end says that I'm good. Hello? Oh man. You know what? I'm not going too far. Can you hear me now? Tell me if you can hear me now, be real. You got me doing little tricks over here. I don't think I could change my mic while I'm live, but we'll see. You good now? Okay, it's the phone's mic. I guess sometimes it does act up when I start the live with this mic. I mean, we could give it a try, but I'm okay. I'll just speak louder when I walk away. You good, bro? Anara, how are you? Yeah, I just finished up some projects. It's Sunday night. It's kind of gloomy. The sun finally broke through. I'm still talking into my mic. This is killing me, man. I feel like I can't go far from the camera. So I guess this live will be shorter than I want it to be. Um, I was just working on some projects, like I said, and now I'm just cleaning up. Uh, kind of messed up one of my reciprocating, so I could hammer that down though. But yeah, man, it still worked, but I I say I use this thing like a little reckless, little. I just like and just cut everything off. Um, but yeah, let me show you some cuts I was making. So this is a standard spindle that like a decking spindle for a rail, and I'm making a door for the chicken tunnel, and I figured this was a lot longer. I had cut it down just to test it out. So I put a little notch. I think that's the proper term. I made some notches in it. Not perfect, but they definitely worked. Um, so then I don't have a piece of the door. I could just demonstrate with this over here. I would take you to the door, but then it'll spoil everything. Hi everybody, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. So essentially, the notches just go on. It's a half inch. I use the half inch plywood. This is 3/4. I use some scrap half inch plywood, and then it'll basically just slide on the door like that. And then I attach this to the bottom of the chicken run. Is like a base that has some scrap decking. Everything is scrap, scrap. Everything is scrap. Be working on my album. It's called Scrapper's Delight. Check me out. But I did want to come in here and talk about even though I'm all jovial and happy right now. Guys, throw something in the chat if you want. Like the video. Do the YouTube thing, whatever that is for you. If you're not a liker, don't like. Uh, I know people say this. So I got to take this more serious now. You post, yeah, yes. Now we officially have a stream team. Uh, Thank you, Katie. Thanks for posting. And don't let school get in the way, or don't let posting get in the way of school, whichever way you want to see that. um, Yeah, I just wanted to come in here and project wrap up. I'm not fully wrapped up. I'm wrapped up with the stage. I've been thinking about what I wanted to do for at least, let's say, a year. Because that run that you see way in the distance, right there, the base of it was made from, it's on a pallet. And I took a pallet, made kind of legs, made like a foundation around it, and then built up from it. So the pallet is like the house's foundation. Favorite 90s rapper? Well, it's late 90s, and I would say Eminem, uh, Eric. But I mean, I'm all over the place. You need 50 subs. Yeah, I know. I know. My sister's struggling with that too. Tupac or Snoop, not a hard one. That's Tupac all day. I love Snoop and longevity. Snoop definitely tries things. He just put out a album not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. But no, Pac. I got into the whole Machiavelli. Yeah, all the mixtapes, and man, I was listening to Tupac a couple weeks ago. Who do you believe in? Yeah, that's my guy. But I'm all over the place. I just like a lot of music. But yeah, thanks for the questions, Eric Cruz. Um, that's like a baseball player's name, Eric Cruz. Yeah, but I wanted to just talk about the fact that I've been thinking about doing this simple project for like a year, and the perfectionist in me. I didn't have the perfect setting and scenario. Long live Tupac, of course, man. I remember the day he passed, and I still had to move. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, I guess I was super vulnerable today. My family, they took a little trip to a birthday party, and because it rained yesterday, I didn't really get to do a lot of my chores. So I said, let me just stay back and do what I need to do, take care of what I need to take care of. So I'm kind of fatigued, and I thought it was a good time to, instead of struggling with the perfectionist side, and my lawnmower basically told me that it doesn't want to cut grass today. Long time ago, man. I know. I was in junior high school. But my lawnmower told me it didn't want to cut grass today because I'm dealing with the same issue, which is not really an issue with the lawnmower itself. It's a screw that holds the solenoid, which turns the which starts the engine. So if that thing doesn't stay there solid, then it shorts out and then it trips the breaker, and the breaker breaks, which is not an expensive part, but that would mean that I would have to open this thing up and bolt it every time. So I'm trying to figure out a solution to keep that screw really tight. I think there is something that I could do for that. You got broken up last year. It wasn't a good relationship, but if it wasn't a good one, then that's good. Hey man, we all been there. It's your job to grow up. Did you break up the relationship, or did you wait until the last moment when we knew it was going nowhere, and you let her do it or him do it or whatever, whoever it was and whatever it was? It's the internet now. You just never know. But yes, I was working on this project, and I just did it. I just tied it all up. I pulled out all the tools. You see the green over here. You see the green over here. You see, so I got I got my skill saw. The girl did it, not you. Yeah, man, you got some growing up to do. When that relationship is bad, a lot of men, they stray away, and as you grow into a man, you stray away from ending things and just setting your boundaries. But if you don't set those boundaries, it's just gonna keep happening. Whatever flags you saw, you got to deal with it. We remember we're on the rejection class. We don't get too many options. You got time though. You was 15. Okay. My question is, why is that internet worthy? Why is that information internet worthy? Are you still grieving that? So I got my circular saw, obviously a drill. I told you reciprocating saw and another drill. Actually, this is my driver and this is my drill. She was a red flag. I'm sure she was. Well, you won't be the first person to meet someone and there's a red flag. That is literally par for the course. So go play some golf. No, you're good, man. You got time. I don't know what these streets is like now because it just looks very different. But you got time, man. Just stick true to yourself. Keep that information off the internet, though. Be real says looking good out there, bro. The only thing not looking good is me, man. I keep gaining weight, bro. I'm gonna have to do 100 days of. I can't do 100 days of fasting, but I got to get back. I feel like I've gained 10 pounds from streaming. You blocked her number. I mean, if she was crazy, you got to block a number. If she wasn't crazy, and if she was crazy, then you got to ask yourself, how did you even get there? You know, did you watch her be crazy with someone else? That's the thing. It seems exciting. It seems like a nice. Oh, they don't understand her. Oh, they understood. She was crazy. I don't. I've never. I say that Eric Cruz because I've never. I do not remember ever blocking a number, ever. Give me time though. I will. I feel like it's block season nowadays. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to come in here and talk about like getting over like being confident about stuff. No, well, so I'm very active, Katie. My issue is eating at odd times, especially when I'm stressed. And these days, um, work is stressful. Everything is stressful. So I got to get that discipline again. USS Liberty, you could run your cars off hemp oil, grow it from the ground. We don't need gas stations. Look up Ford's hemp car. Well, we could run our car off a lot of different things, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I would go a different way with that. Um, that'll just be me. I've had an electric car for saying like 8 years now. I've had an electric car, so I have a gas car too, but I've had an electric car, and I'm not really fighting to move to hemp. You caught her cheating. That must have been bad. Look up Tesla's Warden Cliff Towers. Okay, are you trying to get some people politically motivated so that we could switch to hemp cars? Cause in the chat, and I don't know how much we gonna be able to do with that. I appreciate you for showing up, but um, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I would say there are some states that have explored hemp, like my state, and it was nice driving around and smelling the sticky icky icky. Uh, I kind of was over it after a time or two. I would drive the same road, and the farmers, everybody was trying to get that hemp money, and they got in and they got that money. Yeah, of course you gotta move on. What's up, bro? I can't pronounce that. I'll just say SEP. USS Liberty is. I mean, come on. If you're gonna do the damn thing in the comments, do the damn thing. Tell us. Get us on hemp. What else could we use hemp for? Bring back 432 bells. What is that, my friend? What is that? So this is my thing. USS. We about to have a food crisis. Okay, you said healing bells. We're about to have a food crisis. You can't eat no healing bells. Um, I don't know how the hemp oil in the cars is gonna help that. We all knew because we all made it through. You have a farm. Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I hope your farm is profitable. I hope it meets, what you're trying to do. But one farm ain't gonna help the world here now, right? Let's do what it do. I don't have a farm. I'm not interested in farming. The world ended. Are you trying to build a Wardenclyffe tower that has free energy? There's a guy on YouTube that is working through a free energy project. There's been a lot of scams of those over the years. I don't know, man. In my point of view, um, we have a misuse of energy, and free energy to me sounds like, I think you're talking about. I know Tesla's project where it was a big tower and it was able to shoot electricity to different like satellite points. And they even said that potentially the pyramids had some sort of, based on where it's placed, it has some sort of power to send electricity through the air. Um, but energy is tied into our livelihood. We've partnered with commercial entities to now do everything for us. So I see that as more of a problem than worrying about like where the energy comes from. I tried to wash my clothes by hand. It was hard. I'm willing to churn some butter, man. I just don't think that the world wants to move forward. Hemp, there's enough research that if we were going to adopt it, we would have. Um, until it's profitable for certain people, we're just not gonna adopt it. But cool to come in here with the comments, man. I like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to chill out, man. Um, do you sell any of that hemp oil online? Tell me what I could do with the hemp oil. I'll buy some hemp oil. Can we get a Christ is King, brother? Okay. Hi, Layla. Filing lawsuits against gravity. Man, why? How come YouTube don't let you just put like the topic up on the screen? Crisis King, indeed. Busy, absolutely, Katie. It is a busy chat today. What's up, Trillion? How you get a name? Why you name yourself Trillion? Let me know the story behind that. You trying to be a trillionaire? You got a lot going on, and you got watermelon. I'm guessing you got that's a rainbow. It's small on my end, so forgive me for I don't know what the stars are. But what's up? I mean, Katie, I just figured people just bouncing around, swiping, trying to find something. Okay, you like a trillion? I don't know, man. Until I would say like until Jeff Bezos got in that billionaire category. I don't even think we used to use the word billion that much. No, no, I don't. Katie, them chats don't bother me. I'm not deterred by that. I'm not. I don't really have this. Yeah, you are vertical. You know the deal. But I can't. I can go horizontal, but the chances of that being from the phone, the chances of getting people in here is really low. Oh, nice, nice. You into gemstones? Are you into it, or you just know that? Come on, I'm a layman's man. You ain't gonna you gotta teach people stuff like that. If I tell you about some software code, you ain't gonna know what the term I use either. Like a brilliant cut, emerald cut. Okay, okay, okay. I'm familiar with emerald. I've heard of emerald and what's that? Princess cut. Okay, master goldsmith. Okay. Well, you're not living. This must be an alternate reality then, because I don't meet too many of you. Glad to know you. Yeah, I find that stuff interesting. It just seems like a secret entity. I guess if you live in a certain, yeah, yeah, I know princess. My engagement ring had a princess cut diamond in it. So yeah, I don't know that's the only real interaction that I had with when I was looking for an engagement ring. A guy I know who had got married right before me. He started giving me some education. Then I went down the internet road, and well, it's like little Masonic society. You're from Europe, okay? Cool, man. Well, nice to meet you. So I'm Darnell Just Talking, man. I don't even know how to define what I do. I do stream in the evening, sit down behind the desk, and try to find some talking points, some positive energy. I stay away from popular trending media and anything political. I try to veer away from that. Darnell, question mark. You want to know where Darnell comes from? I'll tell you. I will tell you. Or if I do know you, and that's a weird way to say, "What's up, Darnell? How you doing?" What are your thoughts on the stock market? I used to be a huge believer in futures and trades when I was younger. I spent all of high school. We used to have some cool financial apps back then, and I spent all of high school tracking, a lot of stocks. And then when I finally got in the market, I felt that I made really good positions, but I didn't have the money to back it. So I convinced myself, one, there isn't anything that I could do that's short term because I don't have enough money to deal with the swings. I've also been a poker player, and I understood like how I would be a long term trader. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's a game to me. So I just don't. Any game you could lose. So if I had money that I were investing in, I want to invest in something that's physical. Even though the world is moving away from brick and mortar, I think that humans will always come back to needing human contact, and I want to do some brick and mortar stuff. But go ahead. I like where the market. I like all the new tools that people are using. It's super. It looks fun for those who are interested. This has to be Alabama. I would love to know why, AJ. I've never been to Alabama, so I would love to know why. Thanks, Trillion. That's yeah. I absolutely give positive energy. I had a choice when I didn't like what I saw on YouTube. I'm an avid watcher of hundreds of channels for at least a decade, and I started to see how the algorithm, even if I flushed my stuff and changed my history, I would continue to get negative stuff in my feed, and it was like it was gearing me towards just negativity. And I know that there's positivity out there, but if we rely on the feed, you're going to keep getting back to the same point. Even though I'm subscribed to a lot of positivity, and I figured why wait on the sidelines and just join and just show people this is what I do, this is what I'm about. I missed a comment or two. Oh, good. You tried to day trade. Now you sell weed. Do you sell it legally? I don't want to get you. I don't want to get you knocked. But are you of a state registration, or is your registration pending? Yeah, yeah, 10%, 10% over a decade. I still have money in the market, Trillion. 10% over a decade. That's always been the rule that the stock market will grow over a long term 10-year period, 10%. And it hasn't failed me. So I do believe in that. But for trade, you need money. Yup. Time. I had the nerve. I was really disappointed when I was when. It's funny because the company that I was really looking at, I had made this bet on not a bet, but um I was tracking Nvidia. This is like in the mid 2000s, and there was some plays that happened, and I had predicted to myself like, I think this stock, because of what's going on with phones and the internet, I think this stock is going to go up, and it wound up tripling, but I didn't have enough shares to make a dent. And that's when I learned, like, man, a person next to me with 10x my shares or 100x my shares, they made enough money that they don't, they're covering my whole annual salary with that one play. So the difference between me making that is having the money and being willing to risk that money. And that's not where I'm from. Just buy gold and silver. I can't eat gold and silver. I'm an eater. So if I had to choose, I would just eat trillion. And I don't mean anything weird by that. I just mean, first you have to decide whether or not you are an investor and have like the skill of an investor, or like you were saying, the nerve of an investor. I'm not somebody who enjoys being an investor. I don't like that. I like to work. I like to be on the project and be a part of something. I want to build something as a owner of something or creator of something. So as far as buying gold and silver, I think when stuff hits the fan, my vinegar and wine will have more value in the moment than gold and silver. Like, you could sit on it and somebody somewhere is going to give it value. You made 30% on AMD. Nice chips. Yeah, and that's the thing. Mine went Troy, mine went 300%. It went from $9 to $27 a share. I went back to tell all my friends, and I was like, yo, like, I really know what I'm doing, all of my research, like, I could do this. And when I realized, like, bruh, them 100 shares ain't doing much. So it's just, I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I ended up acquiring skills that if I went out there and used those skills, I'm matching that money. The only difference is that I have to work for it, right? But over time it gets easier. And like right now, I'm working on all these skills. I don't know why I'm still holding all these tools in my hand, but I'm working on these skills. And when I sit around and say my, things aren't going exactly my way because of a little roughness with AI and what's happening with my field, but I do have skills, and I wouldn't trade those skills to be a day trader. How to save? I don't know about saving money, man. This is it is physical. Yeah, yep. On the food, you've been showering. Why don't you try? What kind of soap you using, my brother? It's funny, we're talking about weed and you come in and your name is Blunts. What kind of soap you using? I had tried goat milk soap and I was really pleased. Oh man. Also, you got Nizar. Where you at? I'm in New York, player. Don't even worry about it. The old man is like I put the old man on. It's funny you say that because one, not offended by it. Two, my friends I had a conversation today about that, and there's all this urgency to just not appear as you are when you're on live, and I don't take this as me going to meet someone important and my presentation matters and all of that. Like, if anything, this is the real. Like, you know what I'm saying? My hoodie got holes in it. We not trading bank accounts right now. We not going to check the digitals and all that. So people think what they want. I keep the grays. I did think about getting some berries though. I was trying to research some fruit to help out with the grays and all that. But if it ain't natural, I ain't doing it. Wisdom is the game, Slimmy. You get a little bit older, it's the wisdom. And be careful with that za, man. I'm not against it, but I'd say be careful. Uh, lot of lack of productivity. Some people are super productive. It depends on who you are and how it impacts you. I've had moments a long time ago where I was stuck for like 3 hours, but definitely can be a good thing. Yeah, peoples. I just came in here. I'm glad some people came in to bother me, troll me, or just have fun with me. It's all. I ain't saying it's all the same, but do you got any at this time? No, I don't. I ain't in. I've grown stuff in the past, but bro, I ain't on it like that. That's another problem, man. I think we assume that most of the culture is going that direction. I never been too deep. Like me personally, I've never been too deep into any of that. So somebody said, they know that this is Alabama and I'm in New York. That's crazy. You're not here to troll me. You have a cool hat. Thank you. Got it from Marshalls on the clearance rack. No, I wear different hat. I wear a lot of different hats. I used to be a hat guy, and I ain't out here catfishing or nothing. If I was catfishing, you know what I'm saying, I'll do what I gotta do. Um, I want to read your name. Optimistical, cynical. Are you rapping? Are you a rapper? Send me your send me a rap page. I know you rapping out here. The way you denied it, it seemed like cap. Nah, it ain't cap, brother. I'm out here with chickens, bro. What you mean? I ain't got time for all that. We working the land. Check Siberian blueberry. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. We gonna get that going. I've noticed when the stress is gone, my hair be looking darker. What do you mean how I know you rap? Your damn name is optimistical, cynical. God, you know I'm lyrical. Like, get hysterical. You a rapper. You do ciphers. Come on, man. I don't know you, but that's your name. All look, I'm optimistical. All I got is a name in the chat, bro. If you come in here like Blunts came in here, what I'm supposed to think? That they a chef for a living? Like, what am I supposed to think? I read the name, it looked cool, and I see optimistical, cynical. You must be a Wu-Tang fan. I don't know. Can you teach everyone the art of catfishing? I don't. You know what's funny? Today I went to a creek. I was super curious. I don't fish, and I wanna get into it. Your friend got bitten by a black widow and waited at the bus stop. I love when these stories. Katie says you are so good with random chatters. Yeah, they just chilling. Nice place you got there. Thank you, sir. Thank you. One day, you say you're in Europe. I will visit Europe one day, but I'll probably be in the countryside somewhere. There's a couple farms that I want to check out for sure. People I've seen on YouTube. Alexis is Hubbard. What's up? I actually enjoy, Katie. If you're still there, I actually enjoy um the random. It's not that I treat this like chat roulette in this context, but I'm a city boy, and when you get on the train, when you get on the subway, and you would, I mean, let's be real honest. Probably 200 plus people could be on a subway car, and there's 10 cars. You be on a platform with thousands of people, and people come by talking. Some people, look harmful. Some people don't. Some people just need a hi, have a nice day. That's kind of who I am. It's hard to push that here because of what you see in the background. But I'm more of that than this. Still, like inside, this is new to me. This is opening up those moments of being a child and not knowing the skills that you're trying to learn in school, and somebody saying this is going to be helpful for you, and this is going to help you. My kids say, why do we got to learn math? And every day, I mean, look at these cuts. And I didn't even grow up in the era. I didn't grow up in the era with shop class, because by that time everybody was suing. So I remember my older brother, who's 8 years older than me, he would come home and have done, all these different trades. By the time I was in school, there was no shop. They still had the actual facility, like the class that was in the building. They didn't know what to do with it, but there was no shop class. They wasn't letting kids cut off their fingers. So my kids, they don't. At one point, they didn't even know what my profession was because they see me do all these other things. But I'm a city boy. I run my mouth, and I just want people to feel. It's not new. I just want people to feel like good and okay, cause I'm gonna find my way to feel good. I can't just be out here the only one feeling good. I don't know what they up to. Socially, I do have fun watching the birds. Socially, I love to see the dynamic. It looks like a junior high school playground. Like they just back and forth, and then there's always, somebody's in charge, somebody's the popular one. Um, and then if I gave them like food, they'll go crazy. See, you took. I'm sure you took car repair. I'm not aging nobody, but I'm sure you took car repair. Yeah, yeah. They actually did have that in my high school, but it was such a small program, and mainly people were just doing oil changes. They wasn't really getting in there, and we were special, not special. I wouldn't say I was in special ed or anything. That came out wrong, and there's nothing wrong with special ed. I love special ed, but we were, like every school doesn't have everything. I happened to have a school that had a garage that was built into it. No, I don't think you scared anyone off. Just Stinger, am I okay? Is this a wellness check? We doing wellness checks? Cause I'll declare whatever. I'm okay. How are you? Is it like the fuzz? You know what? I'm gonna cut my hair before I get on stream tonight. Cause I can't. I feel like there's something off. The fact that I'm already like wearing the rundowns, and maybe it looks like you can't really identify what I'm doing. Uh, are you looking to move to the countryside? That is awesome. You got a big and nice penthouse. Nice. Yeah. So here's the thing, though, Trillian, and thanks for saying that comment, because it just helps me to give some feedback to that. Um, I've had to question whether or not um, I could go back, and there was one point where I was like, no, I can never go back. And the reality is that my lifestyle, my ideas have changed, but I don't think it's where you live. It's like how you live, and definitely who you live around. Obviously, I'm from New York City. I'm from the Bronx, and it's just too many people. But it's not the people as much as the system is just it's not for me, and I feel like there's a low quality of life. And here, anytime my quality of life is low, I'm the one who did it, right? I'm the one who contributed to that. I'm responsible for increasing the quality of life of what I'm doing. So that is a big thing, and it's a fresh breath of air. And I could dive, deeper into that, and I carry it well. But there's a ton of trauma that, like, at least being from the city where I'm from, there's a lot of trauma involved in that. And every time, let's say I go on Twitter, which I don't go there avidly, I still get like news clippings. Like just now, I just looked up, car, jumps the guardrail in the Bronx, and that made me think of my friend. My friend happened to pass away. I saw this guy. I grew up with him. I saw him um, a week before this happened. Randomly, we were walking, and I seen him on the Grand Concourse. I said, "What's up?" It was a good feeling. And then a week later, I'm watching the news. He he was driving 80 something in a 45, and his car went from the right side. Here's on the right side, and it jumped over into the left side, and no one in the car made it. I think it was 7 people, little people, older people, and like, so I can't watch that stuff without connecting back to an incident or a story. So it's like there's just a lot of trauma. I could go to some new city and I would be happy, but as long as I could have a fresh breath of air, and as long as it's because there's clean cities, right? Like, I just happen to be from a dirty city, but when I go to a place that's clean and it's moving, and the people are nice, then I'm with it. The thing I do not agree with, though, is that people in the city don't realize all of these systems that they concentrate because they want to live concentrated. And when you go out to the countryside, you realize that this is where the stuff is grown. We got to get people closer to that, and make, or the city got to figure out their own problems. Uh, a car, you need Alexis Hubbard. Somebody else came in and was like, is am I okay? Are you okay? Are you doing some kind of Morse code? Something I don't know. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock rock. What's that in the chat? Well, oh, you guys are getting to see. See, that's why I don't like phones. Um, you see how I could mess with the lighting because of the darkness. It wants to clean everything up. But look at the sky. The sky looks beautiful, man. I'll give you a better shot. Loser, le loser. Give you a better shot. Yeah, it's super peaceful right now. Good for nothing. Ordinary. It's pretty there. Yeah, it's my backyard. Thank you, Katie. And it's like, how could you not find peace, right? Like, I grew up, I never lived in a house in my until 10 years ago when I met my wife. My daughter asked me, because they take everything for granted, normal children, and they asked me, where'd you go play in the grass? It's like, the grass? What do you mean? Like, grass, you go outside and you go in the grass. Because my kids got the privilege of, whenever all these cities were locked down, all of their cousins were locked down and they couldn't even go to parks. My kids just go in the back and go on the swings and push each other around and have fun. And I thought about it and I said, the closest place that I was to grass, this is the first 25 years of my life. not including being in, going to college and having manicured lawns in college, but where I actually resided for the first 25 years, I would say that the closest place that had grass was a mile and a half away. And that was a neighborhood that competed with my neighborhood. Let's use the term. They were the ops. So you couldn't actually go to that park. So we weren't really allowed to go near grass. So it's just, it's a different world. I've seen a lot of turf, astroturf. You guys had a good day? Yeah? Okay, I hope you found enough to eat. Anyone else have any questions for me or any comments? I didn't Angel Lopez, I was rolling with you. I felt like you was doing Dream Girls or something. I like the comments. Good for nothing. Ordinary. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna clean it. I did try to work my mic, but right now my mic when she goes, that is sad. You know what, Katie? I don't say it to draw that emotion, and it is sad, even though I'm laughing at it. But yeah, it's just real. But when you grow up like that, everyone else that you know are under the same contract, so it's rough. You know you're better than that, Darnell. It. Oh no, come on! I don't care about the. It's rough, but it's rough for all of us. So where do you go? And that's probably part of the trap. Like, people don't act on things. Parents aren't super discouraged because when you're broke or you're poor, you're around other broke and poor people. Um, what do you grow? Right now I just have a row. I don't know if you can see it too good. I just have a row of some brassicas that are coming in. I'm trying to do a bunch of tiered row gardens. It's coming together, but I'll be doing some annuals. I predominantly focus on perennials and just growing, trees that grow in the area, and learning about any herbs or any perennials that are, like, I would say, just not common language, like yarrow and bee balm. And so I more so have been studying plants. Wow, chicken. Yummy. I have a friend, one of my best friends. He comes and he brings compost. And every time he comes, like, he brings food scraps that I turn into compost. He brings it for the hens. And every time he comes, he like lifts his lips and he's like, man, they're just like the perfect size. It's like, it doesn't bother me. They're not my pets. We're like they're like unionized, if you ask me. Uh, they, I work for them, they work for me. That's the agreement. So yeah, we just, we they try to do their best job to not expose us to any danger, keep the eggs coming. If you've watched my channel, I actually want to do a MTV Cribs of the coop that I built, which will be fun. But they they're great. They're great to have. They're social. Um, they're tough. They're resilient, and they keep me motivated. Keep me waking up. You have a pet crocodile. That's cool. I To each his own. I have a dog. The dog doesn't like me, so I wouldn't classify that as my pets. And like I said, this is my union team. Um, they work. They're always working. And most people are, and when I say this, don't just think that I'm reaching, but to me, chickens are way bigger than eggs. Like I said, just from a therapeutic standpoint, to sit here and watch them and to support them, that helps. They also help to turn on my food scraps. I don't put food in the garbage. Um, I just don't. If it's not chicken and it can come out here or it can be composted, these are my biodigesters. That's what the crew does, and we just we work it out and we figure stuff out together. And sometimes, like, say I'm trying to work on a new spot and it's super weedy, I want to turn it into something, I'll use that white netting that you see there. I'm using that to kind of not let them go where the plants are. But usually that's for them, and I'll have them tear up the garden and like fix the garden up and just try to reduce the seed bank, if you guys know that term, just to get all the weed seeds, because there's thousands of seeds, millions of seeds all around, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to sprout. And that's a deep that's a deep topic. But yeah, I like to keep them in a shot. Technically, my grandpa has it. That's cool. That's cool. As long as the thing doesn't hurt anyone. I am not a fan of zoos. I did work at the Bronx Zoo, which is the flagship zoo of the Wildlife Conservation Society. I worked there, and it was a nice place to work at. But I think in adulthood, I'm a little weirded out by the trading and the breeding. It's honorable and respectful when we intervene to help out different species and stuff like that. But alongside that, there are a lot of practices, and it's a business at the end of the day, and you got to keep the business afloat. And it's really nice to see a red panda, and it's really nice to see a white tiger, but a lot goes on behind the scenes. And like, I just really hate to go to the zoo and you see an animal that's not supposed to be where it is, not just in a zoo but climate wise. Like, I swear that the bear, one of the bears at the Bronx Zoo, looks like a sloth. Like, it just it has like no weight. It's like he looks hungry. It still looks confused. Um, but it is what it is. But I did work there. Katie says, "You seen chicken eat chicken before and eat their own?" I feed them their own eggs. Chickens do eat chicken. I'm just, unless one of the master teachers that I follow breaks down the science. Cornbread. What's up, cornbread? I love that. I love that name. Eddie, what is his name? I don't know why I'm thinking not Eddie Griffin. Eddie Hendricks. That's what they called him, I believe. Cornbread. But yeah, unless a master teacher that I follow and we walk down the science of it, I just think of it as, if I could avoid it. I do feed the cousins though. I feed them some turkey, and it's scraps. I don't, I try not to give them anything that's super moldy. I'll just kind of make a separate pile. But I have worms too. Yeah, Trillion. I also have worms. So excuse me. I hate when I say that. I feel like it's so clippable. Like, this guy is suffering from some worms, but no, I have I farm. I guess the appropriate term is, I have a worm bin and I farm worms. Um, Red worms, red wigglers. When I tell my sister that, I'd be like, "Yeah, I got worms." She always just takes a step back and be like, "Bro, go get that athlete's foot. Go get that that cream to help out with your worms." But yeah, no, I like the worms. I'm just not the cycle. I'm not into it yet. I'm not as disciplined. Um, Pigs eat. I think chickens probably eat more than pigs. Chickens eat anything, and if you give them, if you give them free choice. And I don't think a lot of people understand how smart the animals are. Oh, they do eat pigs? They do eat pigs as well? Double yolk, yeah. And if you in the season, we got feed them some marigolds. You could get some really rich orange colored eggs. Yeah, I don't know if the next animal for me is pigs or sheep, slash goat. I would probably go sheep first. Goats seem a little difficult. They don't have the best, even though they're super cute to people. But I don't like the whole pet thing. Um, yeah, she eats pork. Yeah, no, I get you. It is nature. Um, I just tell, well, for one, I'm getting foods. Yeah, lambs are tasty. I just had some a couple weeks ago. I grilled some lamb, and I was upset. My wife come out with some big old chunks of lamb, and I've never done it before. And the size of the meat, I didn't really know, and the perfectionist was coming out of me, and I was just like, how long do I cook it? And I kind of try to smoke stuff like a nice smoke ring. I'm not like a hot griller, and man, that lamb was so good, so good. She won't eat veggies. You gotta disguise them. Yeah, we don't have that problem with the chickens. And like I said, anything they don't eat or they don't favor, I'll just compost it. So that's the thing, Trillion. About I don't know how I would deal with the waste, what we call waste. I don't know how I would deal with that if I was in a city, because I don't trust or believe that the municipalities are doing a good job at turning these things back into what they could turn into. And one of my number one rules is that the nutrients that come onto the property don't leave the property. We want those nutrients to cycle. I don't care if I've had injuries to chickens, attacks, and the dead chicken. They all get composted. She won't eat green bell pepper. You got a picky pig over there. Picky the pig. Lamb, it depends on what you feed it. The meat stinks. Yeah. Marlin, what's up, man? Doing some projects. I don't know. At least you can see my table. I got a lot of tools over there. I was working on, and I'm gonna post a full video, Marlin. But I was working on I've mentioned it before. The Lady Eve's Belfour. What's with billionaires hating the farmers? Everyone has hated on farmers, but it's the Lady Eve's Belfour method, and I'm gonna have a tunnel that comes out the other side. I was gonna say the back side, but I'm getting better at this. Out the other side, Katie, Masculadon, that's who Marlon is. He has a channel as well. We met on the internet years ago. And he is in Georgia. He has a ton of content. Yeah, you should check him out. So, go, oh no. The Lady East Belfour method, I'm very careful about not exposing the hens, but when I'm outside, when I'm not outside and I'm inside, I want to give them the ability to free range. Um, so I built this door, essentially, and then I'm gonna build a tunnel that goes to the pens, and I'm hoping that I can start testing out not being able to be here, or the hens, you know, without me being here for 2 to 3 days. That's a good start. And then I'm gonna start doing more stuff outside and venturing out, because right now I'm not doing this the right way. I'm too reliant. They're too reliant on me. I'm too reliant on them, and we definitely gotta change that. Um, Not just so that I could vacation, but I'm not prospering, right? I'm home too much. I'm not networking and making connections, and even with the content creation, I think I could benefit from just being outside. I'm always near beautiful sights. I could start taking my camera with me, but if every day I'm gonna be worried about where's this chicken and how's who broke in or who broke out, we can't do that no more. And here's the real reason. I don't know if I could say this. They shit everywhere. I'm I could deal with it personally, but when you have kids that just, it's finally time to come outside after playing video games. I grew up around neighborhoods that have dogs. Every step I take, my feet might as well have eyes on it. Like, I'm like, everywhere. I will not step in any poop. But my kids, it's like they target it. The hint, they're already in a union, Martin, and I mean Marlon, in the union is, I don't know what you call it, but I'm the union rep, so they can't start this union. Oh, you don't have any predators. Oh, again, I don't have. I'm not. I actually noticed that them being out is better for the most predators, right? um, the birds of prey, like in the sky, when the chickens have areas to go under, I rarely get any attention over here. When I keep them contained is when I start seeing the stalkers in the sky. Hey, brother Eric, what's up, man? Hey, I didn't see your email. I checked for your email, brother Eric. I want email me, man. No, I'm good. I was out here doing a project. Look at my cuts, man. I'm out here making some good cuts. I made a notch so that I can make this door. I'll post a video later. Um, hey, a tip for you, brother Eric. Today, or the last short that I posted, I started filming in 4K from the phone, and I noticed that it got a little bump just because it was 4K. So I'm gonna start doing that with the short ones. I know it takes a little bit more space on the memory, but at the same time, it's like you got to get the bump. And then I just came on live to talk about. Intended to talk about, like, the fact that this project, that I'm skilled enough to do it, but it took me a year of thinking and putting it off, and now is not the time. And today I kind of broke ground, and I'm living with the milestone that I accomplished. When you on YouTube, when you go to the channel page and you hit the about link, um, it'll show any contact information you put up. Like, so I think you have to go to email, and then it'll say, like, are you a human, and then you'll be able to see my direct contact. I'm gonna hit you with a piece of wood. Man, that brings me back. We had a my first, like, as a kid. Emma, hold on. I love these moments that turn into trauma that I'm still releasing. Um, oh yeah, about the name. So I might have been in daycare, and there was a guy going around the Bronx called the Hammerman, and the Hammerman was knocking people out. He was running around with a hammer, and everybody was scared to go outside because of him. And he just had a hammer. He didn't have nothing else. And to think about it, that's super wild. Like, I carry, weapon. I wouldn't even, actually, I don't even call them weapons. I carry gear, with me. Like, if I have a hammer, if I have a little camping knife. I mean, Marlon is, he's good at the knives. He's throwing them. And I don't consider those things weapon until you weaponize it. But this guy had a hammer, and he was knocking people out. And I remember as a kid being terrified of the world, like, and this is just New York. And I was like, man, the hammer man. But they found him. You think you heard about it? Yeah, it had to be the 80s. It was mid 80s, and it was terrified. Like, as a kid, I don't remember another story that terrified me as much, because I saw the fear of the parents, that they just didn't know what to do, especially women. He was targeting women. So I was in a single parent household, so I know my mom was super terrified. Yeah, it's probably Thor just roaming around New York. Yeah, I didn't even know if it was outside of the Bronx because I could imagine. I mean, we didn't have cameras back then, but I could imagine like that guy they had because you know how they do the drawing on the news. I could imagine he wasn't moving around that much. He was staying within like, area. He was where the poverty was, and that's why he wasn't being caught, for sure. But CJ, am I homeless? It depends on the day of the week, CJ. Yes, King Bach, that's CJ. CJ, he don't know what to do with his 11 years of life. We had the albino. He was just a guy lived in the woods. Yeah, I look. If it weren't for my family, I could tell you that society has made me so. I would just say indifferent. That I like because I have an addictive personality. Like I can be. Remember when Martin Lawrence? Some friends actually call me that. My brother-in-law calls me Brother Sunflower. When Martin Lawrence went to the place and he was doing all the heebie-jeebie on the Martin show, like sometimes I look at a forest and I think about what it's like to enter, and I don't question what happens, outside of it, and I think I'll be fine. And I would really say the only thing that keeps me not doing that is family. That's it. Cause I just don't see what's there to hold on. I don't see what's there to hold on to. But that's just me. And CJ, I'm not homeless. Don't give off that I have a homeless look. This is my wife calls my look hobo chic. Hobo chic. So you definitely gotta have holes in it. I got some paint in it. And this is sad, CJ, because this day and age, when you don't know what a hardworking man, I'm gonna say this, and I hope no one takes offense to this, but if you do, it's probably a good thing. I remember what a hardworking person, let's just say person first, but back in those days, men had those really hard, dirty jobs, like the TLC dirty jobs. And that man that just worked his butt off, whether it was construction at a factory, whatever. And that's not to compete. My mom worked really hard as well, and she, just because of the times, was working in the office. So what I'll say is, I feel like I'm more aligned from a look perspective, and from I'm not here to put on for you. And there are questions about, is this guy homeless? Because of that. Because I don't have the only thing I have time for is to do the work. And CJ, you're 11, and I don't think you've seen too many people because we just don't have those type of jobs anymore. The mechanics are gone off the street. When I was a kid, man, you would see people fixing cars all over. Just pull a car up on the curb, and we just gonna fix it. Their hands are filled with oil, and they dirty, they're grimy. You don't see that no more. Everything is based on a computer. I, for a living, sit behind a desk, and it's tearing my legs up. So we don't have that anymore, and I don't have a need to change. That's just who I am, CJ. And I have, I'm looking at I have a nice size house that I wish I had a smaller house, actually. I really do. Big house, big, more stuff to clean, more things to take care of. Now, land, I like land, but Lead Farmer told me a long time ago, exactly, Marlon, and CJ's my guy. CJ's been here for a long time, popping in. You know, he'll troll a little bit. But we'll have some good, heartfelt conversations. He has a channel as well, so he posts. He's a content creator, and that fit well because a lot of the show that I do at night, I wanted to like explore that and do this in real time. But Marlon, you just don't get to choose. You don't get to choose who walk through that door. It's not your business. you you don't know who patronizing you. You don't have the right in this context to kick them out. Uh, Katie says very true. I honor a hardworking man doing and that's the right word. Labor to keep society going and to keep their family going, and it's not to deviate from whether a woman could do that, because during COVID, my wife worked. She was an essential worker. I was home taking care of the kids. Somebody got to do the work. Somebody got to do the work. I don't care which way it flows, but I don't think a lot of people are used to they don't really see, especially young people. They don't know what hard work is. It doesn't it might be a little controversial, but I don't think they admire people that work hard. I don't think they look up to people that work hard. My dad never had an amazing job, but I admired that my dad wasn't trying to find an excuse to take a sick day or extra long vacation. He had a hard relationship with labor, and it had to happen. His whole livelihood was based off of making sure he did that labor because he decided to bring people into the world and have relationships with all the women's in them. That was his only way. So to say that we are so far from that, I kind of disagree. You're the only one that could work in your family. Well, hey, and we need you to, keep it going if that's the case. And I know you're going to school, so you're gonna enrich what that is, and it's hard. It's hard. But we wanna keep telling ourselves, hey, the kingdom. We want to tell ourselves, I don't even think they're appreciated at the harvest time, man. I tell you, I don't even believe that. I don't believe that. And farmers and gardeners, mainly farmers, they get bad energy. They take the rap, and the story's just not being told the right way. Farmers will farm whatever people want to eat, but the people who are determining how we eat are the distributors, the people that they have to get into these massive programs. We had in 2025, I think we had about 100 dairy farms close in this region, the New York and the New England region. We had 100 dairy farms close. When I tell people that, and I stop talking about these things, because the common person only cares that milk is on the shelf. They don't care where the milk comes from. They don't know that there's not a farmer that may be behind that. So we leave them behind, and then it becomes political, right? Because then we have to put a face to it, and then we have the conversations about whether you want to call people illegals, or like, now it's political, right? We don't care about farmers, and they're great people who are doing something that many of us do not want to do and won't do. If you see how hard they work, we showed it on stream the other night. Farming, based on statistics, has one of the highest suicide rates amongst all industries. The age of farmers, we're averaging in the 60s. The age of farmers. Schools, society is not, by and large, looking at this as a forward moving thing, because we think technology is going to come to save us. So we are disrespecting farmers and the entity that got us all here for a long time. There are a lot of layers to farming, brother Eric, but you got to start at the surface level, right? Once they started putting the nice image of a farm on your milk cartons, and we all know that milk came from a CAFO, a contained animal feeding operation, CAFO. Right then and there, if the person doesn't care, and I get it, they care about the price. That's why the eggs, everybody when egg prices go high, we get an influx of I want a chicken. I want one. How do I get one chicken? That's not how it works. They live in flocks. You can't just get one. I picked up a hey buddy, what's up? I picked up a Switch, a Nintendo Switch secondhand, and I had to drive maybe 20 minutes away. And you go somewhere, so you're observing the neighborhood. Everything it was different from here with smaller property lots. And the guy came out. He looked cool. Spoke to him for a second, and he he had a chicken in the garage. I was confused. So I had to ask. I was like, oh, my little man is here. I had to ask, and I was like, come say hi. I had to ask.
Hi.
I was wondering why why he had one chicken. It was a chicken in the one rib. Can I get one rib? Marlon, my outfit is looking too close to Chris Rock right now, man. Can I get one rib? But yeah, he I just don't understand. He had one chicken, so I asked. I said, "Hey, is your chicken laying?" It was in a little crate. It must be a dog crate because they obviously just don't make.
I got it.
We did you caught the chicken? Did someone throw the chicken?
Yeah.
That's Big Red.
This was way heavier than our last one.
How to avoid a BT 1000? I don't know what that is. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Thank you, brother Eric. They said what's up. They said what's up, man.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Ali, what's up? How was the party? Good. Oh, the party was good. These guys really articulate their words. He'll dance for you in the back though. Hey, get him with the one. Ooh, with the dab. So yeah, he had one chicken in a little crate, and I just was like, "Does the chicken lay?" He was like, "Yeah, sometimes." I said, "Oh my God, thank you, Katie." You guys didn't know that chickens are flock animals? I never say the number I have out because I don't want nothing with my town or whatever, right? But the reason why I have the number I have is because we hatched one out because we was trying to break broodiness of of one hen, one of the black hens that always goes broody, and it actually worked. We purchased eggs from a local person, let's just say a homestead, and my wife wanted a blue layer. One egg hatched from it on the 21st day. I was surprised and shocked, didn't think it'll work. But now I got one rib. I got one hen. What am I gonna do? Free ranging for you is ideal, absolutely. I'm working on the Lady Eve's Belfort method, and it's a mix of having a run with multiple pins, and I'm gonna be showing that, and that might actually, seeing your setup, you may be able to have some relief for that, but it will involve some planting from you and just a different style of maintenance. But I love the free range. But they poop everywhere, and I'm trying to get a pool together. I have an in-ground thing. It's supposed to be a pool, but the town says it's a pool. It ain't. I can't swim in it. It ain't a pool. But yeah, so I had to hear these numbers. I got one little chick. The chick is getting gonna get picked on by the other hens. They was jealous, and it was like 2026 internet pop the balloon jealousy jealous, right? Yeah, it's rotational. I'll tell you all about it. We could even get on live. I'm excited for it. That's what the door that I was making today. That's what that's all about. And it's a tunnel that goes to three different pins, and I allow or not allow access to them. So I'll give them one pin at a time, and it should be safe for them with any kind of predators. Um, so I get one hen. I have one hen. I name her Caesar. I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan, right? So I named the hen Caesar, but Caesar can't. Caesar gotta grow, so I gotta take Caesar back. So I go run out to Tractor Supply. Luckily, they still had hens. People didn't scoop them up because it was around the time where the egg prices was high and everyone was trying to get in the game. Just because I don't know why. Let me get you a better shot here because I think the sky is skying. So in New York, you can't buy less than 6 fowl. You could get four hens and 2 ducks. You could get 6 ducks, 6 chickens. There's enough reasons as to why I'm not, on one hand, ready for ducks, and I also don't align with ducks yet. So I had to get 6 hens. So the reason why I have the flock size I have is because I had to go get 6 more in one shot, and I couldn't. I don't have anyone to distribute them to. So that's why I have what I have. So for him to be having one hen stuck, and it was like the cage was like this. It wasn't even a huge cage. So I don't know, man, but he was doing it. He was a cool guy. He was a young guy. Um, but that's how it be. But yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, guys, for coming in. I this is an awesome live. We're back at it. I did take somewhat of a break from doing it. Partly, I'll be honest with you, the weather it was going back and forth. I'm sure it is for you guys as well, wherever you are, and it was really demoralizing to see. You want to be out of the frost territory. I'm doing all this planning, and then now we're in frost, so things that I want to start bringing outside or get started, I couldn't do it. The grass did grow enough, so I have that going on, and then now I'm managing grass, and it's freaking 34 degrees outside. It just I didn't transition well, and I got kind of confused at making doing the work and all of that, and also trying to film at the same time. So now I'm probably gonna go back to what I was doing, which is when I do a project, try to make something about the project just to seal it up. It may look good, may not look good, right? And then just go live. You got this energy. It's unique. You obviously have a story to tell. Like, I wish I could explain all of the mistakes that I made, but the cool thing about being skilled is when you make a mistake, it's fixable and you fix it. So I was able to do that. Um, but yeah, guys, I think it was really cool to be on here. I had some good questions. The real people bounced all the trolls out, and that's Katie. That's how we deal with the trolls here. We just bounce them out at some point. Uh, because I got some weird questions, but we're here to answer them. I think these people need love. They need to know. They need to learn how to communicate. A lot of people, they didn't grow up like us. They didn't grow up in a place where there's appropriate communications and appropriate spaces. So they just think this is a place where you put whatever, you put all your dirty laundry. Yeah, that's not for this, and they will learn. But I think we got to be there, be mature, and teach these folks. But I'll be on live if you guys are around. I'm gonna try to go. Maybe not. What time is it now? Let me just see what time it is. probably like 9:45 Eastern time. I'll be on live, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for coming through. This was awesome. It's day 83. So if you're sick of me, um, that's your problem. Cause I've been here and I'm gonna be here. Peace.